No, it looks like we've got a good window right now.
Worked out all right.
Yeah. But so in here I put 4 rows of the moi moi, and then so this planting we're in feeding anuku. This is the last of the planting era from October to November. It's still a good time to be planting root crops and that, and it takes about 60 to 90 days. So we just need papa tuanuku now to warm up. It's still a good time to be planting at this time of the year. So as you can see, we've got the plough, the planter here. So the potatoes will go in here. They go from here. They go through the feeder. The belt brings them up. Lifts them there. They come out the ground, and as he's laying them down, going along, then these blades, Rotera, will just cover them over. So when the seeds come up, what's going to happen is that these are going to be the mother seed, and as these get older, they're going to grow off new babies and that, and this will become translucent. Once it's been in the ground for a while, she's going to grow other shoots, and all the little babies are going to come off her. So she's the main mother, and then all the other tipu potatoes will grow off her, and that's how you get abundant ones. So this is probably 1 tonne. Yep, this is a tonne. So this will do this whole paddock, which is about a good acre. So I'm keeping an eye on the hopper. I'm making sure everything's even. I'm keeping an eye on the rotary here at the back, that the lines all and the potatoes are covered as the hopper fills. So I'm looking at how much we've got left. So we probably could, it's okay to chuck more in. If you get a good, you look at it, there's 20 rows there. If you get a good 3 or 4 people, they can knock out about 3 or 4 rows in about a couple of hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours. But you wouldn't be planting that fast if you didn't fluff up the soil first. Like if you had to start from scratch, it's the preparation that goes into preparing, like any other garden really, it's preparing the mara for the plant. You give back to Te Tai the environment, and that she looks after you more ways than you can imagine really. She's feeding the people, when I look back at it, Richard, like that crisis that we were in when it came to the COVID and that, God help us, we're not in COVID now with the National Party. Not only that, we were dealing with housing and how people were worried about how they're going to feed their whānau and that. It was a big food crisis, really. And, as we know with food crisis, you have health conditions that it impacts on your health, on your family's mental, parents, how they're going to feed their children. A lot of them lost their jobs. When you're limited by those types of resources, any resources really, it does that. There's an impact on people's health, people's families, people's mental health too. It's like, where's our next kai going to come from? I think for us now, we've been really lucky with Massey and I guess the state, is that it has to be viable. You can't dismiss this. I don't think our land has ever been as utilised in the last 4 years ever as this project. So we've maybe planted here, there, but not as not as big a scale as we are now. We probably could go more, I mean bigger in agricultural terms and go bigger, but we're not a big economy here. The people we're looking at feeding are around about, 500 to 1,000. What I like about here is that this is our land, this is something, this is who we are, this is our identity. All this land here is where we can come home to know that our land is still sustaining us. And I guess in some respects we're probably lucky. I mean, I look at the migrant communities and the refugees, it takes them a while to settle down in our country, but I mean, they try and make it as comfortable as they can for their own people and settling down here. But I mean, it's really nice for Māori to be able to come home and know that home is where the heart is.